Welcome to this video, which is intended for people who have little or no programming experience. In this video, we'll create a competition program for your V5 VEX robot using the competition template in VEXcode V5 Blocks. This video will use the Windows version of this program. Most features will be the same as in other versions. Let's start by opening up VEXcode V5 Blocks. To do this, on your desktop icon, double-click or go to your Programs menu. In the description section of this YouTube video, there will be a link to the Google Slides used to make this video. In that presentation, you'll be able to access the live links, such as the one on this screen, which will take you to the download page for the VEXcode V5 Blocks. After the program loads, click on the File menu. Next, click on Open Examples. Click on the Templates button. Select the competition template example by double-clicking on it. Now we have our template open. Let's complete the robot configuration so the program knows which inputs and outputs are being used on the V5 brain. To do this, click on the Add a Device icon. Click on the Add a Device button. This screen may look different because as VEX adds new devices to their product line, they add more selections to the devices menu. The robot being used in this video is set up the same as the V5 Clawbot. So for the most part, you could use this code with the V5 Clawbot. Our robot has a 2-motor drivetrain, so we will select the 2-motor drivetrain icon. Select port 1 for the left motor. Select port 10 for the right motor. Select no gyro. The robot being used for this video uses 2.75-inch wheels and has a 185mm wheelbase. So I'll modify those and then click Done. Note, if you're using a V5 Clawbot, leave these values as the default. Now let's add our arm and claw motors. Click again on the Add a Device. Click on the motor icon. Click on port 3 for the claw motor. Change the motor name from motor 3 to claw motor. Change the forward to close. Change the reverse to open and click Done. Now for the arm motor. Click the Add a Device once more. Select another motor. Select port 8 for the arm motor. Change the motor name from motor 8 to arm motor. Change the forward to up. Change reverse to down and click Done. You will need a controller during the driver control portion of our program, so we need to add one more device. Click on the controller. I prefer tank drive, so I'm going to click on the joystick icon until the icons look like this. I could have selected left arcade drive, right arcade drive, or split. I would like to use the right front button for my arm motor, so I'm going to click through until the arm motor comes up. Last, I want to use the front left buttons to operate my claw. So I'll click on the buttons until the claw motor appears, and then click Done. This finishes our robot configuration. The program now is matched up with the V5 brain inputs and outputs, and new blocks have been added to the menu to match these devices. Since we are done with the devices, we can minimize the window by clicking the arrow. Now we are ready to use our template. The When Started block is for code which will start before the match and continue throughout the match, such as starting up an inertial sensor or creating an informational screen for the touchscreen. The When Autonomous block is where you put the code for the 15-second autonomous period. The When Driver Control block is where the code goes for the 1 minute 45 second driver period. To demonstrate the pre-Anton section, we are going to add some code to create an informational screen. To create our informational screen, let's drag over a set pen color to and change it to white. Drag over a set fill color to red. Drag over a set font to and change it to mono extra large so the message can be seen at a distance. Drag over a draw rectangle to make a red background. It will start in the upper left corner at 0, 0 and be the full width of 480 by the full height of 240 on the screen. Drag over a set cursor to row 1, column 2. Drag over a print hello, change it to team 2019I. By the way, Vex Robotics has no I in their teams. Set the cursor to row 2, column 2. Drag over another print hello and change it to red with game piece on right, or for short, red WGP on right. Drag over one more set cursor to row 3 and column 2. Now for our last print hello. We're going to change this to the name of next year's game, the water game. It's good practice to test your code periodically as you finish this section. So let's do this. Make sure your V5 brain is turned on and the USB cable is plugged into the brain and your computer. Or you can plug the USB cord into the USB port of your controller and make sure your controller and V5 brain are on to download wirelessly. You can click on the slot icon and select which place on the V5 brain you want to download the program to. Once connected, the brain and the controller icons will change color. We will now click on the download button. Since we've not saved our program, the Save As screen will pop up. Navigate to where you want to save the program. We'll change the name to Red WGP on right, and we'll click Save. To start the competition program without a competition switch or being hitched to the field control, you'll need to follow a slightly different procedure. First, press the right arrow button on your controller. When Program shows up on the screen, press the A button. Select the Red WGP on right program by pressing the A button again. The word Run appears on the screen. Press the right arrow button to move over to the Timed Run. At Timed Run, press the A button. At the Start Match screen, press the A button one last time. You should have your computer start a countdown with accompanying controller rumble, and then the informational screen should show up on your V5 brain. And here is our informational screen. Also notice the LEDs on your radio will be flashing green while running the competition template, and not red as they do with other programs. To save viewing time, I'm going to show the complete set of autonomous code, but as a best practice, each action of the routine should be downloaded and tested before moving on to the next. From the drivetrain commands, drag over a set drive velocity to 50% and a set turn velocity to 50%. Drag over a drive forward 4 command and change it to 10 inches. Drag over a turn right for 90 degrees, another drive forward 4 and change the value to 4 inches. From the motion commands, drag over a spin claw closed for 90 degrees. Now add a set arm motor stopping to hold so the arm does not fall back down when it stops. Drag over a spin motor to position degrees command and change it to arm motor and 240 degrees. For the next portion of our routine, we're going to want to repeat until the end of the autonomous period. To do this, we are going to the control blocks and drag over a forever loop. This will repeat the commands which are inside the loop forever, or in this case, until the end of autonomous. Now drag over a spin motor directions 4 degrees to inside the forever loop and set the arm motor to down and 90 degrees. Next, we want the arm to pause for a tiny bit. So we'll drag over the control block wait and change it to 0.5 seconds. To finish our autonomous period, we're going to repeat the last 2 steps and change the arm motor to spin up. At this point, it would be a great idea to go to File and save the program again. For driver control, we could put our robot control into the forever loop. To see some example codes of this, you can go to the File, Open Examples, and click on the Clawbot control example. Since we set up our controller for the robot in the Devices section, we do not need the forever loop. So I'm going to right-click on the block and select Delete Block. The program should now look like this. To finish our program, we just want to add a couple more commands to help control the arm motor. So let's drag over a set motor stopping to command and set it to arm motor and hold. This will hold the arm in place when we release the controller button. To finish our program, we'll drag over a set motor velocity to for the arm motor. This will allow us to adjust the speed the arm goes up and down. With our competition program complete, we can save it, download it, and test it out. It's important to note if we are plugged into a competition switch or a field control, you will need to launch the program in the traditional manner. Press the right arrow key, press the A button at the program screen, press the A button on your program, press the A button at the run screen. Your program will now be running, but it will not operate until it is activated by the field control. If you found this video useful, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There are many videos of competitions and instructions there. Until next time, remember, things are often better shaken than stirred.